Hey everybody, it's Tiana and welcome to my channel, Story House Books. So what are we doing today? We are on chapter 5, yes 5, of this Traveler's Lapbook here. Last night we were on this page, this panel right here, and we got up to about where you see right now. I've gone a little bit further and I did some other things in the back that I'll show you guys here in a minute. But hopefully we can get through it and be done with the actual structure and all the pockets and whatnot tonight, and then we'll start doing the actual decorating of each page or in the embellishments, right? So last time we added these, we had two flip outs. We already had established here, these two here. We added these envelopes here. And I wanted to show you guys, remember how, if you remember I was talking about how pockets, I always find them way too tight. You know, you want to secure them, but they always end up being so tight that when you try to get into them, you know, ripping the page. Or I'm always afraid I'm going to rip the page, right? So I was like, there's got to be a better, kind of funny, a better way of you know, securing these, and where it's really easy to access a little bit. So anyway, so instead of gluing all the way to the edges like with this pocket here, you know, it's still I didn't glue all the way to the edge, and when I attached it to the backing. So if you look here, if you guys can see that, you see how it's actually not, let's see if you guys can see that in the frame. Let me pull this over here a little bit, bring this down. Okay, so if you guys can see that this envelope here is glued to this base here. But if you look, I didn't glue it all the way to this edge right here. I actually glued it a little closer to the center. If you can see that, see how it pulls away? It's secure, it's there, but at least this way gives the pocket itself a little bit more room, a little bit more breathing room for you to actually get in there and not worry about ripping the page. So look at, I mean, that's 3 fingers right in there, and it's just fine. Right, so that's what I'm going to start doing. So basically what I'm saying is that for, like, let's say you get the back of an envelope or anything and you're going to glue it. So instead of coming all the way up to this edge with your glue, right, doing the outermost edges, which when you put it down, it's going to make it really flat and it's not going to allow your paper to move. So I'm gluing maybe up to here, maybe a 1/4 inch away from the edge, and that gives it a little bit of, you know, it can move, it can pull away from the page a little bit. But it gives you room to get in there and put more stuff in there and not damage your beautiful art, right? Your beautiful journals. So I'm testing it out now. We'll see how it goes, right? And of course, I'll let you know. Let me fix my camera here. Excuse me, all. It's getting a little shaky. Sorry about that. I got this pole here that I've got my camera on now. And it's nice, but it's just trying to find the right positioning, right? So, okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste time and make it really long like last night. Anyway, so that's my spiel about the attaching envelopes or pockets, right? So it drives me nuts when they're too tight. Okay, so what did we do with these? Didn't do anything to the top of this one or underneath this flip here. So you'll see it's just still a blank envelope here. We're going to be decorating it with maybe a cluster or something. We did make this big guy right here. So what is this? This is 3 pages of book page. The one underneath here that this is attached to. And we got very deep pockets. Check this out. These are like, you put a book in there. Same thing with this one, right? And then there's a pocket right here as well. Excuse me. And with this flip up here, we've got another flip up here down at the bottom. Let me pull this up. So this is actually a fold down. And you'll see that here, right? And I'm so sorry, guys. So we have a pocket there, and let me see if you guys can see the rest of that. So there's a pocket right here, and then underneath here, just some ephemera that I had in my files, and then we made a little pocket here. It actually has the gussets here, and again, I did not glue it all the way to the edge. If you see that again, it's raised up a little bit and gives us even more room. Look at all that room in there, right? All right, cool. So I did that last night. And then I covered the top of this flap with some, just some 8x8 page that I had, or paper pack that I've got. It's got like, it's called Ledgers, Maps, and Grids or something. But this is in there. So anyway, that's what we did last night. I think we're finished with that pretty much, except for the embellishments. So let's keep on going. Let's see. Okay, so these pieces are done, minus the embellishments, of course. So this is where I was today. I didn't finish. I meant to record this last night as I was doing it, but my phone was dying and it was uploading videos, and by the time it got done, it was like 10%, and it's a pain. It was getting really late too. So this is what I did this late last night and then into this morning. These two flaps here. Now I showed you a couple of things that I was going to do, but let's show you what I ended up with. So we have these two flaps. These flaps, if you guys remember, I was making them out of, not paper, yes paper, but these inserts from the Tim Holtz backdrops. Look familiar? So if I cut this in half, right, you get these two guys. So it's basically this cut in half. And then I cut this part off here to make it a little flappy, right? So it's attached underneath all this stuff here. So we had two flaps made from the Tim Holtz insert, two pockets on top, and again you'll see my recessed glue here, gluing technique that I'm doing. Another pocket here, same deal. Look at all that room you guys got. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? And it's really sturdy. I mean, as long as you don't rip at it, I mean, you normally wouldn't anyway, right? But I mean, it's just like, that's crazy. Okay, now I'm going to test it. Just ink oxide, ink pad. Look at that. And it's not stressed at all. So you can take your ink oxides with you with this thing. Okay, so we did that. I covered it with the map and some grid paper here. On the inside, I'll get to the flaps in a second. All I did was I put envelopes on both. So the top flap has a craft envelope here, simple. And we did some inking there. And the bottom has a simple handmade envelope right there with a little gold stopper for the flap there. You simply just tuck it underneath to close it. Okay. So usually when I have scraps from a project, like I did like earlier this morning when I was bored, I'll just take them because I make a million envelopes. I think I made like 30 envelopes last night before I went to bed with all the scraps that I had. Anywho, so inside we have this big monstrosity that I tried. I don't know if anybody's done it before. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen similar ones. Where I got my inspiration from was from, I believe it was Shabby Dabby Doo has something very similar to this, and Seven Plaza has something that she does with 6x6 paper. That's actually this one over here, actually. But this is 3 envelopes, okay, that are folded. The main base is one single long craft brown envelope. These 4 pockets are made from 2 of the same envelope. And I probably should have brought an example to show you guys how to do this, but I can do that in a tutorial on another time. But so they're folded, glued down, and again, try to make room for you to get in there. Look at that, and it kind of looks like leather to me, the way I, do the oxide on it. It kind of looks like a leather pouch. But and then these black dots here, this is actually done with enamel accents. This stuff here, because I wanted to do some hardware, but I forgot to do it before I glued it. So I was like, oh no. So I grabbed my enamel accents, put some drops on, let it dry overnight, and then now it kind of looks like I've got little rivets in there. So I think it's cool. Okay, so we have these 4 pockets here. It's a flap, and then we left the pocket intact on the inside of the envelope. On this page, we actually added, I took this envelope like this, same one, cut it in half, and made 2 pockets. And again, with the recessed glue, look at that space that is just driving me. I'm just totally geeked out by that. I'm loving this right now. I'm going to probably regret it. Maybe. I don't know. But I like it. I mean, I love being able to just get in there because I'm always so afraid. I mean, you guys have had to have that happen. You're in there. Actually, like this one right over here. This folder, this is so tight. I mean, it is glued all the way to the edge in the back, right? And then I am just like, it's super tight. That's as far as I can get into that thing. But of course, you could put something in it, like a card or whatever. I mean, the card's going to fit. It's just a piece of paper. It's going in, right? But it's, God forbid you put anything small in there that gets past that little, that opening, and you may never get it back out without ripping that thing open. Anyway, so you see the difference between this? I mean, look at it. It's really tight. And then this. I mean, big difference, right? Anyway, so I cut it in half, made 2 pockets using the same gluing technique that I've been talking about. And then I attached these 2, like little tiny wallet photo albums. I don't know what you call them, but they have a window, acetate window. They actually have a flap that I cut off to actually so you can access it, and actually put things in there. Like if you're using this for a travel book, you can put your IDs in these. Perfect for those. Above that is an envelope that's actually glued to the base here, and you just simply open it up like this to get to it. Dun, da, da, da. I'm trying to get it open. What did I do here? Oh, right, yeah, okay. So I only glued it on the side so I'd be able to access the ribbon, but you know what I didn't think of? How am I going to get it back in there, y'all? Well, I guess we're just going to have to take this off. I just realized that I glued myself out of there. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll figure out another way to do a closure guard. Maybe I could put let's try, ooh, you know what we could try? Let's try a magnet and see if that'll hold it down. I've got a spare one laying on here somewhere. Does that work? I don't know. Let's see. Will it work? I don't even know if this metal's a magnet, is magnetized or not. If it'll work. No, it won't. Well, we'll figure something out. It's okay. We can always just use a paper clip. Good old-fashioned paper clip will do. And there we go. Alright, so this is actually a faux envelope. It's writing space here. Ta-da! So plenty of drawing space right here. Or to write a list up or whatever. Keep track of something, you know, whatever you want to do. And paper clip it back shut. Here we go. Okay. Then I'll show you what's at the bottom. The envelope's at the bottom. Okay, so this is that. That's that. So that panel is done minus the embellishments. And to just close this up, you just thread the needle, basically. And then just put a simple bow on it, or knot, or slip knot, whatever you want. Okay, here's that one. Ugh, I forgot to close it. Guys, I'm like all over the place the last 24 hours. There. Ugh. Okay. Get better, Tiana. I've had a long day, you guys. I had a really long day at work. And so how was y'all's day? How was y'all's day at work? I wish I could be doing this. This is what I wish I could be doing all day. Hanging out with you guys. Playing with my papers. Alright, let's go to the next panel here. I did this last night also. So this actually is a paper baggie. It's actually not paper, it's more like tissue paper. It's really thin. I found it at Goodwill. So it's these guys. A whole pack of them. For $1. They're kind of like really thin, like glassine, kind of, I guess. I don't know what you call this kind of paper. It's like tissue paper. Or butcher's paper. You know, it's not as thick as butcher's paper, but maybe deli paper? I don't know. Anyway, got these at the Goodwill. And instead of it making it just, like, you know, one piece, it is very thin, so I wanted to strengthen it a little bit. Give it some more structure. So I just folded it in half, and then I glued it. And again, recess gluing. You have plenty of room in here, right here, and also here. Above that is actually, this is a picture frame that I kind of made up with some acetate and cardfile here. Picture there. Little map back there. Picture this. That's actually removable. I get my finger in there. But there you go. So you can put pictures in here, or document, or whatever. We'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so that's what I did over there. Over here I just filled up these pockets with ephemera. Can you count the pockets in this thing? This one right here is the, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Very misleading. Very misleading. Very, very sneaky, Seven Plaza. So this is her 6x6 paper project. Made from 6x6 paper. If I remember, I'll put a link to that video in the description after we're done tonight. But it actually has not just 4, but look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets on this thing. And they're deep pockets too. So let me pull these out and I'll show you where all this stuff is going. Because it does, even when you pull everything out, it still looks like it only has 4 pockets. But oh no, there is more, and there's even room to lose stuff in there. Look at this. I pulled all of this stuff out of there. All of this came out of those pockets. So, what do we got? Okay, so 4 tabs. Yes, there's 4 pockets, but there's a pocket behind, front and behind that tab. There's one here, and then behind the tab, in the front, and behind the tab, all the way up. Now, if you wanted, you could keep the back part open, which I did, for a very long, deep pocket that goes all the way down. Okay? Or you can do the side tuck, either or. Let's put everything back, and I'll just put it back. So I got this guy going in, And since it's tight, I wasn't worried that it's short because the sheer quantity of everything will keep everything secure. 2, 3, 4. This is just a little baggie to put in there. 5, 6. Another baggie. 7 and 8. Look at that. Isn't that just totally cute? I love that. I love that pocket. It's, so versatile. I love it. I added this. I found this little thing that I made a while back in my stash, so I figured it kind of goes with everything. So it's got a little tabbed card in here for writing on, right? A little grommet there, eyelet there, and then we'll just attach it with a safety pin. Paper clip. Man, I am just like really on it today, aren't I? All right, so that's attached with paper clip, and that's actually the last panel. We're done. All right, so this panel is what we're gonna work on tonight. What are we doing? All right, well, where do these come from? These are actually the other pieces of that Tim Holtz flap. This is the remaining pieces that were left over. I cut off the gusset there, and I was originally gonna do like gateway or gatefold thing over here, but after closing it up, those gussets actually made this whole thing like it's barely too wide, and I couldn't really close this the way I wanted it to. So I tossed that and just did the frame. So then I'm going to use my journal cards, right? So add some paper to them, little matte page, and we're going to work on it. We're going to add it to this part. We'll put it in with one of these files. So what have I got? We've got 3 of the Tim Holtz files. These are the first ones. If you have heard, there was a new release that came out this year for all types of files. This year they're white or cream colored. I think they're cream colored, maybe. Probably cream colored. But they don't have this print on them. That's really a big difference. Alright, so what do we have here? This is just totally blank. It's just a map here. Got one of my paper pads. It's World Maps by, I think it's Park Lane. I got it from Joann's. And reinforced, of course, like we do. Reinforce the seams with washi tape and glue. This black tape here is actually black binder's tape. Book binding tape here. And I will say, I don't remember the brand, but it's not that great, y'all. I think when I first got it, I was just really impressed with it. I was using it to reinforce stuff. And this tape is the reason why I'm probably not going to put this up for adoption on Etsy. Just because every once in a while I'll come over here, and I guess it's the moisture, maybe the humidity here in Georgia, that I'll see little bubbles every once in a while in this tape. And I don't know if it's the tape, if it's the adhesive, if it's the weather, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Thank you. And it pulled away a little bit on one spot, so I had to glue it back down. So I don't want to send out stuff or sell things that knowingly sell things that have failures. And this tape is kind of a failure, and I hate to say it because I really, really wanted to like it. It was really doing great. It's so flexible. It's so strong. But, you know, when I needed it the most, I don't know, maybe if it was the material that I was attaching to. This is a plain file folder. I mean, it doesn't have any coating on it. So, I don't know. But, like I said, this one has some air bubbles in it, so I'm most likely not going to put this one up. I may actually deconstruct it and build another one in its likeness and not use this binder's tape. I don't know, I may just use the linen tape, Tim Holtz linen tape, which is really, really strong. But I wanted this to look very like military. So the army green and black, you know, and the metal magnets and the hardware and the click, you know, that's the look I was going for. And this tape was, you know, a way to do that. Because if you look at the linen tape that Tim Holtz has, it's like, this is the stuff that has something right here. Very flowery, grungy kind of stuff. Not the look I was really going for. So I really wanted to like this. And I have black duct tape, but I didn't want the shiny black. So just next time I'm going to treat it like, I guess, washi tape. And I really hate to say it, but, you know, I like the look, so we're going to have to make sure it's more secure, right? And it isn't affected by the weather or whatever is causing it to bubble up on that one side. Anyway, kind of got off topic there. I was talking about reinforcing your seams. Make sure you're reinforcing your seams when you're doing lap books like these. It's super important because people are going to be flipping and opening for however long they have it. And it is paper, you guys. At the end of the day, this is paper, and it's going to give at some point. So, reinforcing with just washi tape and glue is perfect. It's just totally fine. Or if you're lucky enough to find a linen tape, Tim Holtz linen tape, or actually, you know, medical tape that you know, that's the linen tape. That works really well too, and that stuff sticks stronger than this stuff does. So what are we gonna do on this panel? I love this page. Isn't that cool? That's so pretty. Just love that page. We're gonna put these guys up and turn them into pockets. So what we'll do is I went and got the staggered in order. So we'll do right tab there, center tab here, and left tab there. They'll be attached in the back. We'll put the glue here, attach it here. And either I'm going to use paper clips to close these, just because I like the look of it with paper clips versus just being, you know, glued down. I think I like that look better. Yeah, I do. So that's what we're going to do. We'll close it with paper clips. And then that way you can open it up and you can actually journal on the inside of the card. Yeah. So I think you can journal on any of them. They're all, hey, well, you can write on all of them. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's what we're going to do. All right. So let's glue them down and then move on. And that might be actually it. Matter of fact. Okay. So what glue are we going to use? I'm actually going to rough these up a little bit because they do have a little bit of a coating on it that makes me a little nervous. So I'm just going to take an emery board, and just like I did with the Tim Holtz stuff, because that stuff does have a coating on it that the glue may not stick to it. So I just took an emery board and just roughed it up real good, and then it stuck just fine. So let's do the same here for the back of these. So I'm just going to take my emery board and rub it. I don't know if you guys can even see that in the angle or the light, but you see how it's roughing it up, just to get into that coating so the glue sticks better. Shaking the camera, guys, I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't get motion sickness from me doing this. Next time I'll already do this off camera, so I'm not having an earthquake during my stream. That probably would have been better, Tiana. You're just knocking it out of the park today, smarty. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, so let's make sure I got these in the right order. And opening the right direction. God, that would be funny if I'm glued them shut wrong backwards. That'd be hilarious. I guess it really wouldn't matter since I'm not going to actually sell this. And I'm going to deconstruct it probably anyway. Or keep it as one of my inspiration prototypes for ideas. What do you guys do to keep track of your ideas? I mean, I've seen the big book of ideas, or altered books, or book of pockets, and yada 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 yada. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I've got those too. I've got, you know, my old Cisco books from when I was a network engineer. Any of you guys that are in IT or in networking, you know what this is. This is the Cisco learning tool. This is one of two that you have to know forward and backwards. That I now use to hold pockets, page ideas, like photographs of pages that I liked, that I've done so I didn't forget what I did, you know, kind of things, whatever. I also use them to weight down my books when I'm doing the covers. Oh god, these things are heavy. But yeah, those books are some of the tools that I use to keep track of my ideas and pockets, and because, I mean, there's been times I've gone back into a book going, wow, that's really cool. Oh, I did that. I completely forgot about it. So yeah, so this is going to be like one of those kind of things. I may keep it together. I may take some of the ephemera out, but the structure of it itself, I may keep it just as is. And just to remember how I did a page layout, because I like all of these page layouts, and I like a lot of the pockets that are in them. There's a lot of variety here. So yeah, we'll do that, as a matter of fact. Okay, so let's glue these down. I'm going to use, let's use Fabri-Tac. Now, this is not the Fabri-Tac bottle. This is Sugar Bell, Sweet Sugar Bells icing bottle with a little tip here, applicator tip. I thought it was going to be difficult. I thought it was always going to get clogged. And I just keep mine, you know, I see the big dangles and the big, huge poopy things people put in them. I don't know how to do those without any kind of actual efficiency. I mean, I'll learn how to do it one day, but it's not that big a deal to me. So I just took a paper clip and stuck it in there. But it does the job, and I like it. It's easy. It's nice to squeeze. This nice soft bottle is really easy to squeeze. I will tell you, it doesn't like it when it's only half full. So you kind of have to keep this bad boy filled up all the time. Anyway, let's use Fabri-Tac here. I know my art glue is really strong. I just don't know how strong it is on this heavyweight cardstock. So we're going to go with tried and true Fabri-Tac. So look, I almost did it. I almost glued it backwards. Oh, I didn't do it again. Okay. Tiana? Alright, so do we want to keep a pocket behind there? Let's talk about this first before I start gluing stuff down. We're going to glue it like this. I said the right up top, right tab, center tab, left tab. Do we want to have pockets in between here? So we could just leave it, you know, use the paper clips like I was talking about to close them. Right? So let me get a paper clip over here. So just make sure I'm doing this right. Do not want to mess it up because once it's down, it's down. Alright, so say we glue them. Let's make them with actual pockets behind there. That way we also can make sure to we'll have a space to put our paper clips to close them. Alright? So if we don't do that, we may not have a place to put the paper clips. I love paper clips. And that's a weird thing to say, isn't it? But I really do. I love paper clips. I really do. Yeah. Okay, so we'll make pockets behind here. We'll glue it down just around the 3 corners here. And I actually may only do these sides for these two to make really deep pockets. Maybe. But so for the first one up top, let's go and get this one down. I'm going to leave the paper clip in there. Should I do hot? No, we're not doing glue. Hot glue. No. Just because of this shiny material, it may just slip right off. So let's go ahead and do Fabri-Tac. We're going to do, like I said before, this one it wouldn't really make that big of a difference, but I'm going to do the 2 sides a little bit recessed away from the edge. And I think, yeah, let's go ahead and make it a pocket. Let's end the pocket here, because if it gets too deep, you're going to lose stuff back there. And that's no fun either. What is that? It's hot glue pieces. Okay, move that out of the way, and let's get this down. Where are my folds? Are there. Folds there. Okay. And try to make that even in between 2 folds. Yes. Nope. See, there's the other fold right there. I almost glued it right on top of it. Okay, let's move this over. Alright. Let that soak itself down. Okay, I think there's not impeding anything now. Okay, good. Alright, let's do the next one. And for this one, again, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do all 3, because that's a pretty deep pocket, right? If I don't, I mean, you could lose stuff back there. So let's just do all 3 sides just to be safe. Again, I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm not gonna if I'm not gonna let this book out of my sight or leave the house. So anyway, but just for process sake, I'm not gonna do that. Make sure we've got enough room here, so kind of, there we go. Okay, and we'll put this one right here. Okay, smush that down. Excuse me, get over there. All right, and then we're going to do this one. So we do have a pocket behind there. We have a pocket behind here. Hey, get back down there. Let me take these paper clips out for just a second so I can smush down those pages better. Oh, you know what? We can do that. You want to know why? Because I can't open... Man, I am just not with this today. You know, it just now dawned on me that I can't do that because then I won't be able to get that open. But if we just leave it a pocket, I guess it doesn't matter. That's okay. You know what? We're going to leave it as a pocket. You're not going to open that one. It'll just be a pocket. We're kind of going to be... Yeah, we'll leave it the way it is. I won't be able to open it all the way. But you will be able to put... So it'll be like a regular file folder. You just put things in the side. It'll be open on the sides. But that's not really going to matter because it'll be closed most of the time. And it'll hold what you need. Just like that. So we're going to leave it. I may come back and glue it back. I may glue it shut later. Who knows? But for right now, we're going to leave it. And we'll do the same thing here. It'll end up being, you know... yeah. Okay. Let's glue this side down. I'm just having one of those days, man, let me tell you. Alright. Let's see what else I can mess up today. Alright, put this down here at the bottom, line it up with the other two. Make sure it's not impeding any pages. Okay, so undo this little guy here. Okay, that one we will need a paper for. Okay, let's do that just like that. Just like that. However you want, I'll do it off the side. I know it's totally anal, but it's just there. I like that better, I think. Okay, so they're secured down. So this one here will have paperclip closure. Open it up, put things in there, secure it with your paperclip. There's a pocket behind there. This one actually won't open all the way, but you'll just put things inside there. And you know, if I was going to give this away, now that I'm thinking about it, probably want to glue this, because if it was me and I didn't know, I would try to open this and I would probably rip things open by mistake. So just to keep people from, you know, making a mistake that they wouldn't have known they were making, just because it's not obvious that it doesn't open all the way. I am going to glue these shut. Just out of principle, because that's what I would end up doing if this was going out the door, or if this was just going to be leaving. We'll still have good, nice pockets, right? But nothing was going to get damaged this way. And we'll do the same with the top one. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just off of my game today. I do not know what's wrong with me today. Some really great stuff, and then some just really bonehead stuff. And mistakes that I would never ever make, or haven't made yet. I'm still kind of a beginner, just like, you know, maybe you guys are, or not. I tell you what, before I had this hobby, before I started doing junk journaling and paper crafting, I was like totally lost. I needed something so badly to help calm my mind and help me with just some personal difficulties that I was having, and some medical conditions that I have. If you don't know, I have ADHD, and nothing wrong with that. What is the new thing they call it? Neurodivergent, or whatever. But, so yeah, this hobby helps me focus without being so scatterbrained. Not even just scatterbrained, just there's so much going on in my head all at once. It's hard for me to describe, and it's hard for me to understand people that aren't this way, because I've always been this way, and I wasn't diagnosed until later in my life, which is a problem with, especially with women who have ADHD. They are misdiagnosed at a young age as depression, because it presents very differently in girls than it does in boys. Anyway, I wasn't diagnosed until about a year and a half ago, and it explained so much. You know, I was actually angry when I found out. But anyway, the point is, I didn't have a hobby or anything like that. I would search stuff and I would never fix it. I never kind of like connected with anything until I found this. And this has been like a lifesaver for me. You guys have saved my life and my mental health. Because without this, it was getting to the point where I just was like going out of control inside my own body. There was just so much going on. I couldn't slow down. And I couldn't focus. And it was starting to affect my work. But now, I mean, I love this hobby with a passion. It's just grown in my home. It's taken over my dining room, and I don't care. I love it that much. If I could do this all day, every day, I would. I would sit here at my desk all day and just play with my papers, which is what we're doing. That's what I love to do. So, I don't know how I got there. Anyway, so, okay, let's see how these are doing. So, I think these are, yep, they're good and nice and dry. Not yet. That one's not. Okay, let's leave that alone. Fabric does take some time to dry when you lay it on thick, like we just did. Alright, so these are going to be journaling cards that are going to go in here. So we have pocket 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 5, and then we also have 6 behind here. Oh, okay, I have a card in there? Yeah, there we go. Right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave these guys in here just so I know where they're at. Actually, let's put this one down here so it's not sticking at the top. Okay, so that's actually that, you guys. So this side over here, again, is just that 6x6 8 pocket little dream. This thing is so cool, you guys. These are, I did remember to put the hardware in this time. These are actually little flathead brads, Tim Holtz. Love these, love those. A little bit of a label there I already put on there. I don't even remember what paper I used for this, honestly. I don't know. So yeah, that's actually it. Only thing left to show you is the 2 pockets, and I showed you guys those yesterday. These guys with the closure, right, magnetic closure, and the other pocket we have over here, big, huge pocket here. Put stuff in there. So speaking of my boneheaded moves today, here's another. I probably need to glue that down. No, I'm going to do the paper clip. We're going to use a bulldog clip. Now, see, this is the ADH stuff that gets me, as I start scrolling it. Oh, squirrel, shiny things, and I diverge. I go divergent on something. Say paper clip. Paper clip or bulldog clip. Paper clip. Yeah. Come here, you. Okay, we're gonna leave that just like it is. So yeah, we're done. So back to my additional boneheaded move today. Number 1, you will notice that this thing does not close flat like it did before. I think it is this section here. It got a little beefy. And then you get a lot of hardware meeting up against each other, right? So I just would have had to make the gusset a little bit bigger. It's only an inch. This is an inch gusset here. So this is one of the I don't want to call it a drawback, but one of the challenges. Yes, challenges of this style of journaling is it's the engineering part of it. You got to be careful. Like, see that button right there takes up a lot of room, ladies and gentlemen. That right there, and then you add these grommets to that metal, to this metal, and more metal, and it gets a little chunky, right? But I love it the way it is. I think it's so pretty. I love this thing. It's one of my favorites, I think, so far that I've done. Anyway, so back to the bonehead move. So I already knew I didn't have enough room, and I was like, oh, I have 2 big pockets that I can put a journal into, right? Why not? And a plain blank journal. So I grabbed another Pendaflex file folder, hanging file folder, cut off the hangers, made this cute little, what do you call, book plate. That's paper, and some craft paper. Threw in some pages, some really pretty ones, as a matter of fact. I mean, there's one here. It's one of my favorites that I found at Goodwill. Oh my God, you guys! It's Braille paper, but it's not just Braille paper. It is a Braille map, y'all. Come on, I mean, it's just cool. I don't know if you guys can see the little bumps or whatever, but I mean, that's just cool. Come on, right? I mean, that's cool, right? I think it's cool. Or it's not, whatever. I don't care. I like it. That's what's important. But put all these cool pages in here. Found this little cool book page in there. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the pocket, and what? What the? Yeah, it fits this way, but it's too wide. Won't go in, ain't gonna close. I mean, it could, but look at it. That's so fun. So I'm like, okay, well, hang on a minute. I got another pocket in the back. It's got a magnetic closure, and I know that one's deeper. Okay, look at it. Oh yeah, great. And it fits, but guess what? I can't get the magnet over there. So another miscalculation on this journal. So pockets are going to be empty, y'all. I guess I could create another journal, but I just think this one goes so good with it. So, good thing is, if you don't overfill it, once you get it, if you ever got it, you put the journal right there, right here, but that's going to negate my magnetic closures that I wanted to have here. So, how am I going to close it? Oh, reliable. Yes, that's right. Muslin rags, baby. And they work every time. And it kind of goes with the look that I want, you know. So yeah, there you go. It's actually not how I'm going to tie it, If I'm going to leave that journal in there, it's going to have to get tied that way. Because I was going to have, look at that, it's building up again. I was going to have 2 magnets here to be a closer, just like the one on the back, right? I love that sound. I could do it all day long. It's just a magnet. But I had planned to do that over here, but with 2 or 3. You know, 1 here, there, and there. Just 2. And they make like these little faux buckle straps that goes here on the sides. You guys can see the pencil drawing that started with it. But now none of that can be realized because I made a really had to make a fat, chunky little journal. So anyway, so that was my other boneheaded move from yesterday. But okay, so that's actually it, y'all. I don't want to get into the decorating on camera because we're already at 40 minutes of me babbling and showing you my stuff. So I'm going to call it a night here with this and pick this up. I think I'm going to put this down for the weekend because I'm just mad at myself for making some mistakes that I made. Work on something else. But, so yeah, I mean, I think this journal is really great. And I'll, you know, like I said, it's probably not going to go out the door, and I'm probably going to create another one in its almost exact likeness. Because I just love some of these layouts, and I just think it's so neat. I love this one. I'm really irritated I made some mistakes on it, but especially with that tape. But I really like this, y'all. I don't know what you think, but I think it's awesome. I'm definitely going to recreate this one. Definitely. And it's so strong. These Penaflex folders that I use for these are just like super strong. They are tough as nails. Isn't that a Ford motor truck or truck commercial saying? Hard as nails. I don't know. Anyway, see? ADHD. I'm all over the place. Squirrel. Scrolling it. Squirrel. Something shiny. Anyway, alright. I've been trying to say goodbye now for like 10 minutes. So I'm going to call it a night. And if you're new to my channel, or this is the first time you see me, hi, my name's Tiana. This is the Story House, and it's our Story House Books channel. We are new, so please hit the subscribe button and come back and see us. If there's any content that you want to see, as always, let me know in the comments, and I'll be doing my best to make sure to get that out for you guys. There's a lot more coming. I got a lot more stuff I've already created that I need to do flip-throughs and film and take pictures of. And we got to recreate this one day. But I will be back maybe, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday, so probably this coming weekend. In a few days, I'll be back and we'll start embellishing this thing a little bit. Maybe. Do I want to embellish it if I'm not going to actually... You know what? I will figure it out. I'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks for stopping by. If you like the video, hit the like button. Let us know what you think. And I will talk to y'all later. Good night.